What's up, everyone? Squire here, and we're with.
Dan,
And what did you do?
I got top 4 with Memento.
With Momento. And how do you feel about that?
Yeah, good. It felt really good last time I played at Dudley Regional, but I had learnt the deck the day before, and it bit me in the last round. I couldn't kill my opponent, and through the last round, and came 13th even. Was pretty gutted to do that, so getting the top this time feels really good.
Okay, so let's get through the deck.
So I'm playing 3 Darkblade, 3 Angwitch, 3 Seahorse. Ooh, I'll move those.
Yeah.
3 Seahorse. These are sort of your main starters. I think I can cut back on the Angwitch. I feel 3's too many. I had multiple rounds today where I saw like 2 Darkblade and an Angwitch, or 2 Angwitch and a Darkblade, and it just felt really bad. Tatsushiga is really good. Obviously, you can just special it when it's no other monsters on the field, or when it's only Memento monsters. And I played some things to clear the board to make sure that I can do that. So yeah, it was good, but I'll probably cut back on the Angwitch in future. And then for the other Memento cards, I'm on Horn Dragon, a Chiron, 1 Sleepy, 1 Gatic, 1 Mace, 1 Goblin, and Combined Creation. I know some people are playing 2 Sleepy. I've never felt like I've needed it. I see where it could come up, but I don't think it's anything crazy. Yeah, it just felt really, really solid. Really happy with the ratios in general, other than 3 Angwitch. Then the Fiendsmith stuff. So 3 Engraver, 1 Lacrima, 1 Lurie, and the Trekt. Yeah, it's good. I saw the list that's only playing that without all of this extra stuff, and I really liked it. I didn't want to switch this the day before the event, especially with the amount I tested it. I really like the fact that Engraver can be full combo and get you to your Goblin. Wait, if I can find Goblin. Yeah, so it gets you to Goblin if you can send it off the Aerial Eater and extra deck, and then bring it back with Cross Sheep. It's really good for like baiting at hand traps, playing through, and then getting to Goblin and doing full combo afterwards. So I like this. I will be experimenting without it though. Then just to play through hand traps, 3 Bone Party, just the 1 Fusion, and 1 Field Spell. Field Spell, obviously not playing the hand traps, but yeah, Field Spell you need to play it. The 3 Bone Party MVPs, and the 1 Fusion. I get a lot of hate for every time I speak to another Memento player and I say I'm playing 1 Fusion. They absolutely hate it. And then I speak to them later in the tournament and said, oh, how did it go? And they go, oh yeah, I opened a double Fusion. I'm like, yeah, pointless. Definitely think play 1. It's really searchable, it's really recursive, especially with the Chiron. I don't think there's any need to play more. And then the best bit of the deck, all the non-engine. So 3 more Charmies, 3 Ash, and then 2 Nib, 2 Ogre, and 2 Droll, with 3 Imperm, if I can fit them in. So I played the 3 more Charmies main, and I felt that my non-once per turn hand traps should be at 3, so the Imperms. I was playing Veilers, hated Veilers, so I cut them and replaced them with 2 Ogre, and I bumped Ash back up to 3 because I feel it's very good defensively as well as aggressively, so being able to sort of stop the Furos on your turn or the Prauliers. And then I didn't want to draw multiple Nibs or multiple Ogres or multiple Drolls. Saying that, the only time I did draw multiple Nibs I did in my opponent twice, so that was quite nice. But yeah, it felt really good. I know it's a little scuffed with the 2 Elves, I'm not a big fan, but I think with Furos in the main it's the right thing to do. And then the last 3 cards in the main are 1 for 1, just helps you extend further. It's nice to sort of catch your opponent off guard where they feel like they push through everything, and then you drop the 1 for 1. Call by the Grave, just we don't like getting hand trapped, and there can be only 1. There's a couple of games where you get to a really simplistic game state. Flip there can be only 1, and then your opponent's like, oh, I can't go full Fiendsmith combo anymore, and they just scoop it up. So Yeah, it's really nice. Wouldn't change those 3. The extra deck, we've got the Fiendsmith stuff, so the Requiem, Moon, and Sequencia, along with Aerial Eater, Neck Equip, and Desiree with Caesar. Again, good. I think this can be trimmed down a little bit, but I like this being full combo. Again, it's something that I would experiment using the Chimera engine instead of the Aerial Eater and seeing how I like that. But right now, this has felt really comfortable in testing. It's felt really good to push through things. Having Desiree in here has been clutch, especially against Tempai, just making it blind and then playing around board breakers. I'm not really afraid of getting nibbed in this deck. A lot of the time, I won't even bother with this. I will just make Desiree and make an SP and then say to my opponent, basically, you've got to nib me now. Never do. It's great. And then this is always live, so it feels really nice. Then the other bits of the extra deck, Donna is how you clear your nib, or Retaliating Sea, which is on the side. So if you normal summon Angwitch, search for your Tatsun Shigu, you link the nib and the Angwitch into this, pop it, and then you can play from there. Cross Sheep is needed in part of the combo, but it can also obviously extend for extra bodies. And SP is how you play around nib in this deck. I found it really comfortable. Really like just making SP going first. It puts up an extra interruption, helps play around nib. Feels nice. And then going second, there's been some weird game states. So my opponent had the original Fire King, I can't remember what it's called, the one that was in the structure deck, the boss monster. And that was about to come back in the standby phase and wipe my board. Made SP, banished it, problem solved. Garunix, that's the one. Then Memento cards, Memento Twin, and Devil Creation King. Yeah, I wouldn't change these ratios. Sometimes you need to send the second Creation King off Creation King's effect, because you'll need to search the field spell out before you do your combos to get some extra bodies on board. And again, Twin Dragon at 1 I didn't feel was a problem. I think if the Kashtira package sees more play and we're seeing more Unicorn, I'd probably bump this up to 2, but other than that, it felt really good. And then the last card, last 2 cards in the extra, Guardian Chimera. Didn't make it once today, but every time I have made it in the past, it's won the game. It comes up really clutch. It's just a case of I would put people under draw a lot more today, so I didn't need to do this. I was more making the Creation King and going for the pops. And then last card, which is the only one that I'm really not happy with, is Typhon. I didn't make it once. I never felt I needed it once. It never occurred to me after a game that I'd lost to go, oh, Typhon would have won that. It was just really bad. I feel this would be much better being something like Herald of Mirage, potentially, or another sort of flex link where, like Nightmare Phoenix or something, working out floodgates if I need to. This was just bad. So definitely looking into what that could be instead.
Yeah, we said it was a bit meh, didn't we?
Yeah, it really didn't feel good.
We were good when it first came out, and then it seems to just teeter off. So.
Yeah, exactly. 3 Prawley on the side, and 2 Retaliating Sea. Again, going with this sort of 2 hand trap logic, especially when you've got 6 more Charmies in. I don't want to see 3 of this. I don't want to see 2 of this. 1's perfect. Every time I've seen this card, it's won the game. This is my 5 card side against Snake Eyes Azamina. I side out my Ash Blossoms, which I know is a bit controversial, but the amount of times my opponents picked up my graveyard have been like, where are your fire monsters? And I know that I don't have any, and they're not going to get that heater plus. It feels really good. And this being able to shut down the Azamina side, yeah, it's just great. Red Resonator for time didn't come up once. None of the games went to time, so that was good. 3 Cosmic and the Harpies. Again, just for back row matchups if they came up. I think I only sided them in once today. Saw them. It was useful, but nothing that I'd be... I'd keep them in there. Wouldn't change them. But I don't think they were like the MVPs or anything today. And then 3 Dim Barrier in the hideous rarity. It was great. It's Dim Barrier. When I played against Tempai in the second last round, he put me on a lot of the Molchamis, made a really simplified board, set Dim Barrier, and put him on. You can't play, and then the next turn went for the kill. Last 2 cards in the side are trap. So with Cranium Burst, there's a lot of back and forth whether you should play it main, whether you should play it side. Every time I see this card in my opening hand, even post side, I hate it. I always want to search it, always want to dump it. I never ever want to open it. It was a Dark Blade discard once today. That was nice, but it's really good. I just don't want to see it in my opening hand. Last card is Fracture Dance. Again, I just have this in here for going first against control matchups. If you can do a triple pop or do the Guardian Chimera to clear the back row and then this clears up the last two, that feels really good.
Awesome. Thank you for the profile. Any shout outs?
I do have shout outs. I'm going to have to get my list up, otherwise I'm going to forget. First people shout out are my guys over in Reading, Chain Lancia. Boys from day one have been really good with helping with testing when I lived there, really pushing forward, so that's always really nice. Especially big shouts out to Dan Kilvert from Chain Lancia. Went through all the combos with me the day before I went to Dudley Regional last time. Made sure that I was happy with everything, answered all my questions, was really great, and it's a big part of the reason I feel so confident with the deck. So that's really good. Another big shout out to my testing partner Richard. Took me through the Snake Eyes Azamina match because I was not comfortable with that at all. We just kept grinding it out, and today every time I saw her I just felt relieved because it was like, I can win this one with my eyes closed. Felt really good. Everyone from Lancaster and Preston that I play against, and Alex Robertson from the Disciples for all the help he's given me over the years.
Awesome, Phil. Well done on top 4. Thank you for the profile.
Yeah, thank you.
Don't forget, guys and girls, you can subscribe. And also, if you want to check out Geek Retreat Blackburn, we do locals on Wednesdays at 6:30. If people arrive on time. No, we do 6:30. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button. And I'll catch you all very, very soon. Bye-bye.